Good morning, you guys. I am wanting to go over our wedding budget. We're getting married. Well, we got engaged on Christmas Eve last month, and we are getting married in May. And we're both pretty set on having a small wedding. We don't want to spend very much money because we have other financial goals. Wayne could potentially be going back to school depending on he's applying to an apprenticeship program, but it is very competitive. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with that. And we just have some other goals like upgrading my car in the next maybe 6 months, and then um, either paying our house down or moving. We're still not sure on that either. It just depends on what happens in the future. So, our wedding budget is $4,000, and we're both pretty comfortable with this price. We were trying to go for 3,000, but we realized that just it was going to be really, really hard. So, like I said, we're getting married the end of May. We are planning on having an outdoor wedding and reception, but we are renting a covered shelter in a recreation area on Mount Hood, which is it's just outside of the national forest. So we do have a covered area if it does rain because I mean we live in Oregon, so you never really know. So we can be flexible with whether it's indoor or outdoor. So I'm gonna break down the budget for you, and this is pretty not necessarily set, but I've done my research on the things that I need and how much things are costing. So I am being pretty picky on the photographer that I chose. There was one that was a little bit on the lower end at about she would have ended up being 12 to 1500. I her photography was consistent, but it wasn't really the style that I gravitate towards and was looking for. But the photographer that we chose in her profile, like every single picture that I saw, I liked. So I said, you know what? At the end of the day, like when we're looking back on our wedding, all we have is the photos. So I'm willing to pay a little bit of extra money for pictures that I love, and not feeling stressed out on my wedding day because I would stress out about how my pictures were turning out. But this lady, she includes the engagement photos when you book a wedding session. So she is $2,000, and I paid her. Well, I mailed her the $500 deposit to secure our date. And then the 1500, the balance is due 1 month before our wedding. So we have um, about 4 months to pay the difference for that. We did book our shelter, and like this is the cost of the venue, $125. That is literally like saving our butt. I was originally looking at renting a house in the Hood River area that we would be able to have a reception at because they kind of set it up for like a small wedding, and that was for 2 nights around 1200, and I thought I was going cheap on that. So the fact that we have a really nice sheltered area, and we get the use of an amphitheater just a couple, like maybe 100 feet away from our shelter where we can get married. For $125, I feel like is amazing. Dress shopping and accessories. So I'm going dress shopping in about 2 weeks, and I found a handful that I like within the $200 to $350 area, and then the accessories would just be maybe for like some hair pieces if I want to do like an accent, or if I'm looking for a necklace or shoes. But honestly, I will probably keep it really simple. I'm not really a fancy person. I'm pretty down to earth. So I'm just looking for something simple. Um, I'm not going to be all done up and looking like I'm going to a ball or anything because we're getting outside married outside in a forest. Um, so I think the $400 is going to be fine, especially if the dress that I pick is in the 250 range. We'll probably be a little bit under budget. So I'll have more of an idea of that in about 2 weeks. The invitations I have already picked out. We're going to have just slightly under 50 guests. A lot of them are couples. So that cuts down on the amount of invitations that I have to get. And then I'm also doing little RSVP cards. And then I'm also including the cost of stamps in that as well. So I have them all picked out, and it will be around the $100 range. But I'm holding out to see if I can get um, like a coupon code or a discount to drop the price a little bit. For food, we are having a afternoon wedding. Our ceremony will start at 2, so we don't have to feed people lunch. We don't have to feed people dinner. So we're pretty much going to do drinks with cake and other dessert, and then some appetizers. And then one of my good friends is a pastry chef, so she's going to help me make like little mini pies, and then she's also going to make my wedding cake for me as just like a gift, basically as her wedding gift is her helping me and make everything. So hopefully the $400 range will cover all of the food and drinks that we're looking to get. Decorations, $250. So that's going to be for like table coverings, um, some decor. I kind of have an idea of what I want, but I don't think it's going to be too expensive. And a lot of the things that we have in our house, I'm going to be able to use. So I know 250 looks kind of low, but I think that it's pretty doable. And we're going to be outdoors, and we're in a really beautiful scenery anyways, so I don't really want to overdo it. I'm kind of going with like the whole less is more approach. For Wayne's wardrobe, he's not going to wear like a tux or anything. He already has some nice dress shoes, so I'm kind of going with more of like a light gray theme for him, and then for like the outdoor decor. So we just need to buy him like some gray slacks, and then he's going to do a white shirt with a vest, and then probably a tie. Um, so we'll be looking for some nice slacks. Actually, he'll need everything: slacks, vest, white shirt, tie. But hopefully I can find a few things maybe at the Gap outlet or Macy's if they're having a sale. For flowers, I'm just having a maid of honor, so I'll have to do a bouquet for me and then a small bouquet for her, and then maybe some table toppers. But I'm probably not gonna go to a real florist. I'll probably go to somewhere like New Seasons, and just get some bouquets and make something up myself. I really have a hard time spending money on something that's super expensive that I'm using for one day. So we'll go from there and see. I may have under budgeted that, but who knows? Miscellaneous, that's going to be for any expenses that just kind of come up that I wasn't foreseeing. And then bench rentals, the amphitheater that we will be doing our ceremony at, we'll be able to seat about 38 people. So we'll have to bring our own, probably 3 more benches, so that everyone has a seat, assuming everyone comes. And then they are about $15 a bench. So that would be $45, but I just ran it up to 50. And then looking at our total down here, there's a extra buffer of $200. I mean, 4,000 is our max budget. So I'm trying to keep everything to what I think is realistic, but not overdone. So if we can hit 3,800, that would really be great, assuming that I didn't accidentally miss anything. My maid of honor said that she will buy her own dress. And then she's also a hairstylist. So she is going to do my hair for me on the day of the event and just as a gift. And then my grandma has been doing Mary Kay for over 20 years. So I would prefer to do my own makeup, but she said that she's just going to bring um, her whole kit with her and help me choose makeup maybe a day or two before, and then I'm going to do my own makeup. And then I'll probably just do my own fingernails and toenails just because like I'm not going to do acrylics or anything. I'm just going to file them down and give myself a manicure and paint them maybe like a light shade of pink. So I think I pretty much have anything covered. I've never had a wedding before, so I don't know if I'm missing something. So if you have any suggestions on a category that you think I'm going to need, um, please let me know. As for our honeymoon, we may wait until fall or we may go somewhere maybe a week or two afterwards. We haven't really decided, mostly because we're going to be going on vacation about 6 or 7 weeks before our wedding. So it kind of feels, we're kind of doing it in reverse, which kind of feels silly. But we had booked that vacation before we got engaged. So it is what it is. So if you have any suggestions, please leave a comment below. And I'm excited. And once I get more stuff purchased, I will definitely update this and show you kind of what's going on with the budget. So thanks, guys.